Hey there, thank you for joining me on this one again. In today's video, we're going to continue to look at binding in SQL and Einstein Analytics. And today we're going to be looking at as SQL having clause. But before we go to demo before I go to show you how this works, I want you to just look at an example of a SQL statement here, and we're selecting account name, then sum of amount, and what we're and we select it from this data set, and then we group in by this value. We want to find just the account that the sum of amount is greater than this 10 million, and this is the part that we're going to be binding. But how does that work in Einstein Analytics? So here it's the same format that we saw when we're looking at a SQL where clause in our binding. So what you're going to have here is you're going to be a data selection, so it's going to be either with column or cells depending on what you're working on. Then this is your data serialization right here, which is the asSQLHaving. Then your SQL data type, we said this could be a data set, it could be a subject in the case of SQL, or it could be BigQuery in the case of Google BigQuery, or even a Snowflake if you're working with Snowflake's data set. Then we have here this optional boolean here. If you allow this one false, or if you put false here or allow it without putting anything there, what it's going to do is it's going to append an and before the operator or before the operations you're doing here. In this case, we're talking about function here, then the field name, then the operator which you're working on, and the value. But if you put true here, it's going to append having before the function in which you're doing the function and the field in which you're going to do the operation on, and then the operator and then the value. Now this is what it's expected. This is the input expectation. So it expects that it should be in. You're going to have the function and the field name in which we're going to be working on, and this function could be an aggregated function or a math function. So it could be something like sum, amount, field, amount, or measure. Then this is the operator in which we're working on, and this is the value. Then so this is what it's going to return out. We have the function here, the field name, and the value. And I gave an example. So in this case, we are saying that the boolean open here is true, and that's why here I have having sum of amount greater than this value. Let's go to Einstein Analytics and demo this out. I'm going to close this and open this one. So what we want to achieve here is we want the user to be able to click here, and then it's going to show us this widget is going to show just account that have sum of amount greater than 1 million, or greater than 5 million, or greater than 10 million. So let's go to edit here, and then I'm going to go to advanced editor, and I'm going to the query. This is the query that we have right here. Remember that this is example of the query in SQL format, and so we're going to be adding this binding after the group by account. So here we have sum of amount, then we have the group by, so our binding is going to be somewhere here. So I'm going to come here. I have a static step which contain the amount, the values that I'm looking for, and we can preview this here, and you're going to see here that we have greater than 1 million, and this is the value that we have right here. These are the values that we have. So I'm going to take this one. Now I'm going to go and select columns because I'm looking for that column, right? Then I'll have number. Remember that when we preview that column in which you want to select from is numbers, and this is it right here. Number 3, and this is it right here. And then I'm going to go back, and I'm going to be doing selection, and it's going to be asSQLHaving. That is going to be our data serialization. Then remember we said what is this expecting here is an array, so we have to put everything in an array. So I'm going to go back here, and we will do our array right here, and I'm going to put this in an array. That way the SQL have the data that is expecting. I'm going to put array here to array here. Then I'm going to cut this out, and I'm going to put it right here. Then so in this case, now this is going to be our operator. We want it to be greater than, because we're saying that greater than that value, the value that's coming static step. Then what are we looking at? We're saying that the function in this case is an aggregated function, right? We're just saying sum. And what are we summing? In this case, we're summing amount measure, which is a field, right? Amount measure, and this is what we want. Now, since we don't have any having clause here yet, we're not going to leave this empty because it's going to return and. But what we want to do is that we want to add a true here. That way it returns having, so that we could that can explain so that this is going to be select account sum of amount from the data set, group by that amount having. We don't have having here yet, and that's why I'm putting this through here. That way it could return having for us. So I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to stick it right here, and it will save it. So now if I preview this, what you're going to realize is as soon as I click this, you're going to see all the accounts I have sum of amount greater than 1 million, and I could do here, and you're going to see all the accounts that I have sum of amount greater than 5 million, and I could do 10 million here, and you see that there are just 2 accounts that have sum of amount greater than 10 million. Simple and straightforward. Thank you for watching again, and I'll see you in the next one.